what's going on? This is Sherrita C W Delacruz, and this is the Figures of Speech Talkcast, powered by Esoterica Entertainment and Blast Music 24/7. Please subscribe to Blast Music 24/7 for all the great content, including old episodes of the Figures of Speech Talkcast. Tonight, we have a representative of a great endeavor. Just going to go ahead and bring them on in. JB, come through.
Peace, peace. What's up,
Hey,
Sherrita? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Hey, fantastic. Now that I'm in the room with you.
That's right. That's right. We all know you as one half of the wonderful hip hop duo Mad Legacy. Big ups to Ilpo. But you are also a member of another wonderful group of folks. Um, what is the name of your family's established farm?
Well, thank you. And thank you for this platform and allowing me the opportunity to talk about it. I'm a fifth
Absolutely.
generation. I'm the fifth generation of something that was established quite some time ago in Virginia called Browntown Farms. And that farm is currently being run by my uncle and his son. So I'm super excited to be not only representing my family here on this platform, but also representing those two individuals that are putting their hands in the dirt
That's
and
right.
pulling the stuff up out of the ground every day. So yeah, I'm happy to be here to talk about the family and talk about the family's farm.
Cool, cool. So what brought this to mind is, of course, we're all, in and out of social media with our respective crafts. And I saw that they were starting some initiatives with the community and growing. Um, that's kind of, not even kind of, it's important to me, even though I've never really actually put my hands in the ground. My family owns a centennial, excuse me, a bicentennial farm
Okay.
in Georgia, Cantavia Farms. And, so in the Black community, farming was one of the first places where we were able to obtain ownership and sustainability as financing our families. How long ago did your family establish the farm, and under what circumstances did they uh, obtain the farm?
Yeah, thank you for that question too. Well, the farm was established in 1908, quite some time ago. Well, right now it's 116 years, and it was purchased by my great grandfather, Sandy Brown, and his brother-in-law, Colin Jackson. They actually purchased the farm for a whopping $1,200. Um,
Mm.
and at the time, it was close to 400 acres. It was close
Oh,
to I
wow.
don't 300 plus acres of land. And my uncle would tell the story all the time. The taxes on that purchase was $1.20.
Wow.
one
That was a
dollar
lot
and
of money
twenty
back
cents.
then.
A lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money. But yeah, it and and one of the things about us in the Black community, also a lot of our ancestors and family members, they were sharecroppers, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we've always been good with our hands. We've always been good with growing our own produce and raising our own animals for dining and things of that nature. And it's just a lot of us have that lineage in the Black community, but it's only a few of us that still have that connection or still
Hmm.
own our own land. And that's why I'm super ecstatic to talk about Browntown Farms, because we're one of the few that did maintain and retain our land.
Awesome. Awesome. And what what I'm so excited because, like you said, a lot of us do not still have the ability to say that our families still have names on uh, farming or agriculture. And I mean, truth be told, people don't understand how large farming and agriculture is, especially this day and age, whenever uh, food deserts are occurring more frequently. The ability to obtain good food, food that is not genetically engineered. Um, you guys are all natural farm, correct?
Correct, correct. And my uncle rose with the premise at all times: know your farmer, know your food, knowing from where your produce comes from, and knowing from where the hands that were used to actually raise those things are so much more important now.
Hmm.
Um, with all the GMOs and the things of that nature, and there's a place for that too. But from a standpoint of where we're from, it is, I consider, when people use the term organic, for where I come from, that's the equivalent of old school farming.
That's
All
right.
right. So yeah, organic is simply old school farming without any modernized ways or processes to get your food. But it is super duper important, especially in the community back in Virginia, in the South Side of Virginia, and also for the people that patronize and travel to see Browntown Farms, the opportunity to see where it comes from and how it's done. So yeah, that is super duper important to my cousin and my uncle, and it makes our family gatherings that much sweeter also.
Right. And just to go ahead and shout y'all out, y'all got a 5.0 grading on Google. Um, a lot of establishments, entities cannot say that they have a five.
Yeah, and
That is outrageous.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's unique though, because throughout the years I've really studied and I've asked a lot of questions of my uncle and of my cousin. My first cousin, he's more like a brother to me. Um, and I look at their dynamic because it's a combination of old
Hmm.
and new, right? This is a
Yeah.
combination of, someone that came up in a different era, and someone that my cousin has a degree in agriculture. He went to school and studied agriculture, and got his degree, and actually works in the agricultural field and is on his day job outside
Right.
of the farm. So he used all of that schooling and all of the techniques, and it's amazing. Like when you would talk to either one of them about what they would like to do with an acre of land, and both of them may have a different concept of what they
But it's
want to
gonna
do with an acre.
rhyme.
Yeah, but it comes together. They
Yeah.
may, it's amazing the dialogue that I've heard them discuss, and I'm just sitting there like, for real, for real, for real. But it's amazing to hear that type of dialogue around farming and how it's done, and also how much work goes into maintaining the farm. I think one of the things
Yeah.
when you think about farming, you're never done. It's
Never.
always some. It's always something to do. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You either prepping the ground, putting something in the ground, nurturing something in the ground, pulling something out of the ground, or serving somebody what you just pulled out of the ground.
Right. Right. And I'm glad you mentioned that. What do y'all grow? I've seen the jams and jellies. I've seen the vegetables. What exactly do y'all grow, and what do you? I mean, every farm has its prized possession that it totally excited about, but they're growing this particular thing. What do you grow, and then what you guys prize possession to grow?
Yeah, tell if you got a DJ around, tell them play Nucleus Jam on it, because
Okay.
jam is our prized possession. And what's unique about that, they started growing strawberries and berries
Ooh.
in 2000, in 2013,
Okay.
which is about 10 years. What has happened since that is a really an explosion of flavor all in
Wow.
one jar. From our strawberry jam to our strawberry peach jam,
What?
to our triple berry jam, which is
What?
an inclusion of three different berries: blueberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade. You got I got to make sure I bring you a couple of jars just for
Listen.
this opportunity on
Thank
me,
you.
because yeah, it's super duper, it's super good. And be careful, because a lot of people that I given the jams to, they was like, "Hey man, that jam didn't even make it to a biscuit. I got a spoon, and next thing I knew, I had finished the entire jar." So it's
Wow.
very, very good, very tasty, and you can tell it's made with love. In
Hmm.
addition to the jams, specialize in produce. Collard greens, cabbage, broccoli, tomatoes, and once again, all types of berries, squash. There'll
Hmm.
be sweet potatoes. There'll be potatoes. There'll be some of everything. It's very rare when I go visit home that I come back in empty-handed, because when the pandemic occurred, you saw the resurgence of individuals coming and buying bundle boxes,
Right.
uh, a variety of different vegetables, and taking it home to consume. So yeah, it's all about the things coming out of the ground.
Wow. That is amazing. I will say, and we're just gonna exchange a few little war stories, I suppose, because the farm in Georgia, it's right there, like 14 miles from Tallahassee. Excuse me. So they're growing sugar cane and peanuts and soybeans down there because obviously it's a lot warmer consistently.
Correct.
They also used to grow tobacco. I saw that y'all used to grow tobacco too. And I know in the 1900s into the 1950s, similarly to the farm that my family owns, that y'all were able to do great business and produce robust harvest of tobacco. Are you familiar with that? Can you expound on that? Because
Yeah, that
tobacco in the South was a really, really big deal at
it
one
still
point.
is. It still
Okay.
is. It's just that and not particularly with our farm, but tobacco is a big deal for not only the South but for America. But yes, that's how I. Those are my first memories of the farm, because
Mm,
I practically, outside of the time that I spent in New York with my father, I practically grew up on this farm.
right.
So I saw, when my grandfather, he was a tobacco farmer, and I'm talking about, it'd be dark tobacco, it'd be light tobacco, it'd be a lot of workers out there. And then after, when my grandfather passed, the farm was handed over to my eldest uncle, who was his junior, and he ran the farm for some years through the 90s.
Right.
Um, then the 90s occurred, and the government kind of changed the way they went about procuring tobacco
That
from
part.
individuals. You had to really have a certain amount of land and acreage to even be one of their contractors. So therefore, that was impactful. That was impactful. Um, my uncle was also a huge part of the Black Farmers Movement. When the Black farmers did sue the U.S. government for racism and prejudice. So that was a unique and turning point for the farm also, because
Yeah.
of the opportunities that we experienced. And then the farm really wasn't operational for quite some time until my uncle retired, and also this at the same time when my cousin went away to college. That's when the resurgence of the farm started to get back on the road, and now here we are in 2024.
Right. I'm so glad that you mentioned all of that, including the legislation, because impose that type of criteria on a good growing farm,
Um,
as far as the acreage and the ability to grow,
yeah, and
that it's almost in my mind like you're just trying to do anything to keep dot dot dot.
yeah, keep the little man, keep the little man the little man. It was
Listen.
you think about it, and you can research and look at some of the stories, but it will be a farmer that will go to their local USDA office and ask for a loan. And let's say, for example, he has 50 acres of land, he's producing X amount of crops.
Hmm.
He is denied for that loan.
Right.
um, a farmer of a different color would show same amount of acreage, same amount of production, X amount of production, he will be approved for said loan. And that was
Mm.
happening over and over and over again throughout the South and throughout America. Which leads me to, you got, I don't know, it's a very scary number when you think about um, blacks and African Americans in our history in farming, but just how many of the overall farmer community are actually black farmers, and that
That
number
part.
is less than 2%. of overall farmers.
That part.
It's it's less than 2%. So which makes black farmers that way more important.
It's like an endangered species.
Right. Right. He's
I know.
yeah. I tell my cousin. I tell my cousin and my uncle. I say, yo, y'all unicorns, yo. Y'all unicorns. Y'all just wear Carhartts. Y'all just wear
Right.
Carhartt and Ilpo hats. But y'all unicorns.
Right. I will leave this individual nameless, but I know a young farmer. He literally sends his white counterparts who work with him to take care of his financial responsibilities to have ease in business.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they really think that he's a farmhand, and he's with that because he gets to be able to. I guess he's afforded the success that he's afforded by being able to send his counterparts out to take care of business. But it's a shameful thing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2024 that we still got to do things in that fashion.
That's
But
right.
we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
We talk about farming right now. So when the farm began to serve the community, rather than just the family, or has it always been a community-oriented farm?
If you've ever been to Warfield, Virginia, Warfield, USA, it's very it's right off of 85. It's in the southern part of Virginia. Um, Brunswick County borders the state of North Carolina at Gaston Lake.
Okay.
But we're on the northern part of the county, which is closer to Petersburg. Um, and if you ever been to Warfield, any family reunion is a community reunion.
Okay.
It has always been about community. It's always been seems like it's been a thing in my family for as long as I can remember because we're 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 a social people and a celebratory people. We like to celebrate the small wins and the big wins.
Good.
We like to, we like to laugh. We like to tell stories. We like to have a good time. But it is a huge sense of community. One of the things that that the resurgence of community. When COVID happened, there was a renewed interest in making sure I get fresh food
That's
because
right.
I don't know what's going to be in the grocery store. I remember I took a picture of my son because I used to use the term. Well, when COVID happened, I was like, "Babe, me and my son, we about to go out for rations, like we was in freaking Game of Thrones or something. Like we need to go."
It was looking
you know,
ugly out there.
yeah,
Them
it was
vegetables was
ugly. It was
ugly.
ugly. It was really, really ugly out there. So, it gave people, I guess, a renewed sense of what's really important,
Hmm.
right? Like, okay, how we gonna eat for the next couple of weeks? Because we ain't never been through nothing like this before. You
Right.
know what I mean? So what are we gonna do? So it's and with that, being available and being tangible for people to come and patronize, or just
Hmm.
come see and see how it's done, where you can possibly try to do it yourself, because a lot of people in rural America know how to farm.
Hmm.
They know they have backyard gardens. You
Right.
know, I'll never forget when I went to A&T. I had a good friend of mine, um, and I don't know, we had some canned goods or something. And he was like, "Y'all eating string beans out of the can?" He was like, "Man, I never ate string beans out of the can before. What that tastes like?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, because we get our green beans from the
Right.
backyard." He's like, "What that tastes like?" So, what I'm saying? So that's something that's still prevalent in our communities to this day.
That's right. I remember my father was an administrator at A&T for many years. Rest
Okay.
in power to my dad. My grandfather went to A&T a couple times. Every family went to A&T except for me. So I'm familiar with the campus. And right behind Ward Hall, I guess the lab is here,
Hmm.
Carver, the lab, and they have these huge plants that they're growing in this greenhouse type area. I just remember those big leafy greens. I didn't know if they were collards or if there was tobacco or what, because I'm a city girl.
Right.
But at the same time, I've always admired agriculture and just the boldness, the audacity for people to take a seed and grow it and make money in abundance. You know, um, you mentioned the concept know your farmer, know your food. It goes hand in hand with creating farm to table relationships with the community and promoting agricultural awareness. What are ways that you're doing that? And you can kind of segue into the initiative that your family has started. I wanted to kind of get with that initiative after our artist artist break, but we'll just kind of just stick with the question in hand. How does all of that go hand in hand, and with what you guys do at Browntown Farms?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. There have been, and you can research it on YouTube.
Yeah.
There have been several entities that have paid visits to the farm. People will bring groups and groups of people. There's a church. There's a Southern Black Church network that has
Mm,
visited the farm several times for the educational and for the awareness. I think sometimes it's almost like it is an attraction because, like we were saying earlier, they're like unicorns. To do it at the level that they're doing it, and with such with such grace and class, and I hate to say that my uncle and my cousin have grace, but with me looking at it as a spectator, I really, I admire what they're doing.
mm-hmm.
We're super proud of what's happening on the farm, right? So any opportunity, sideways on another note, any opportunity I get because I do music, any opportunity I get to include the farm, I've done that. Ilpo
Absolutely.
has, Ilpo has shot several videos
Yeah.
on the farm, from our pain video
Yeah.
to our Warfield video,
Yes.
which was a family gathering, and that's how
Yes.
we do on the farm. So it's it's super duper important to make sure that we continue to have that connection. They've had specials on PBS where my
Mm,
uncle and my cousin were featured. Uh, they have a great relationship with Virginia State University, which is also a historically black college and university in the area, which is
sweet.
about 25 to 30 minutes away from the farm. So they built those bridges and built those relationships, uh, and not really thinking about now, just thinking about down the road, thinking
Mm-hmm.
about the future, thinking about the individuals that are going to school and studying agriculture or have aspirations of doing something like Browntown Farms. So they're providing that thug motivation to those individuals also, to let them know it is possible, and if you set your mind to it, you can actually do it.
That's right. That's right. Um, do you ever just go down there during harvest and assist, or do you try to get involved?
I I haven't and I was just telling my wife at the end of the year I have, but a lot of times what happens is I get voluntold, regardless
Mm-hmm.
of what my plans were.
Yeah.
Uh, so therefore, a lot of times I would, like, if I show up back home, I don't tell anybody I'm showing up back home. But yeah, I have. I think the last time we probably been involved was my wife and I were involved in the strawberry picking for the jams.
Mm.
So I got video of her picking strawberries, and we were driving the little gator around and loading up the strawberries and taking them back to the location before those are being processed and all that. So, but yeah, I really just, when I go home, Sherrita, I just soak it all in. Um, if you would find me sitting outside, listening to the wind and watching the trees blow and just walking around and remembering how things were at a given time. Because I remember at one time when my grandfather had pigs and other animals on the farm, and just looking at what has been done now, how beautiful it is, and all the fishing. We have ponds on the farm. We have a lot of different things, and you know, one Saturday morning, it seems like my cousin and I kind of think alike. we typically would discuss ideas, and we both had the idea of starting a podcast and calling it Off the Eaten Path. And that's what's coming in February. Oh, there's Sherrita. I was like, where'd she go? Where is she? Okay. It's called Off the Eaten Path. And it's really just not only to create awareness around Black farmers, but also provide some information. If anybody ever thought about, heck, I want to start a garden. Maybe letting you know what products you might could start with, depending on what area of the world you're in. Or, and like, I'll be asking my cousin Herbie, so what's your crop of the day? Or what's your crop of the week? What's your crop of the month? So people can get interested and get in tune with what's trendy from a farming perspective also. One of the other things about me and my cousin is we are hip hop to the core. So blending in hip hop along with the farming aptitude. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it also. Off the Eaten Path coming in February.
That's right. That sounds really good. Is that going to be like in a class type setting, or is it going to be like I guess weekend sessions, or do you know the format that y'all are going to utilize to get that information out?
Well, we're rolling with the flow, and it really is going to start off with dialogue, just as we had before we actually decided to do it. Down the line, we're going to invite some guests to come in and tell their stories and talk about what they feel from a standpoint of, how to go about gardening, how about growing your food in the house, growing your food outside of the house, what products to stay away from, what products you might want to try more of. But we are looking for some, we are going to invite some experts in the industry to come in and share their 2 cents also.
All right. Let's see. Troy.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, Troy?
Very good, interesting story so far. I love it. So
thank you.
We are going to go ahead and play the Blast Artist Spotlight. This is my man way on the west side. He's over there in Arizona. His name is True Bars, and this is called Testimony. Let's check it out.
No, I'm on God time. Spiritual warfare.
Look, I got a testimony. I gotta tell him what God did. I'm calling God the homie. He took me out of the mosh pit. I will contest the phony. Separate demons and God's kids. I gotta spread his word, so I'ma show you what the God is. The word is my weapon. I move like a general. Sentinel. Armed and ready for demons. I'm finna do. Into you. Anytime I hear the Father, I get the blues. Get a clue. For the Lord, I would do anything on this team. I would never lose. I know that God is a merciful savior. He always keep me in line like a shaper. Devil will do anything for my soul now. Demons gon' wanna go high cause I break them. I got a vision like Jacob. Feel like I'm chosen, stairway to heaven. I see demons picking the pace up. Just like a shoe they get laced up. Turning the tangent road cause I know that they hiding. But they forgot with God, you know that I'm dogging. I got a testimony. I gotta tell him what God did. I'm calling God the homie. He took me out of the mosh pit. I will contest the phony. Separate demons and God's kids. I gotta spread his word, so I'ma show you who the God is. The word is my weapon. I move like a general. Sentinel. Armed and ready for demons. I'm finna do. Into you. Anytime I hear the Father, I get the blues. Get a clue. For the Lord, I would do anything on this team. I would never lose. God is my best, and you devils are not at my level. Don't wanna do nothing but hate. God in my vessel, I want him to take me to Bethel so I can sit up at the grave. They wanna be me, knowing a demon is greedy. Custom to doing you greasy, giving out freebies. Every devil getting beamed up. I ain't talking no BB. Wait, get to the cake, it's my shorty bake. I know it's late, watch all the fakes. Run like a race, moving like Jake from the farm of the state. God is the only bait I gotta chase. All of my angels on ready up. No, we ain't stopping till all of you demons on belly up. I got the juice juice, huh? Don't even do much. I just been feeling like God has been too clutch. We tearing the roof up. Too many snakes, we call him Medusa. See us and do something. Negative energy never gonna do nothing. Y'all moving too funny. We get the boss up. Me and the Lord, we coming to walk up. Who really want beef? The Lord to give you a patty to toss up. You not even ready. Chef in the deli. Demons get deadly. You not even ready. Chef in the deli. Demons get deadly. You not even ready. I got a testimony, I gotta tell him what God did. I'm calling God the homie, he took me out of the mosh pit. I will contest the phonies, separate demons and God's kids. I gotta spread his word, so I'ma show you who the God is. The word is my weapon, I move like a general. Sentinel, armed and ready for demons, I'm finna do. Into you. Anytime I hear the Father, I get the blues. Get a clue. For the Lord, I would do anything on this team, I would never lose. I got a testimony, I gotta tell him what God did. I'm calling God the homie, he took me out of the mosh pit. I will contest the phonies, separate demons and God's kids. I gotta spread his word, so I'ma show you who the God is. The word is my weapon, I move like a general. Sentinel, armed and ready for demons, I'm finna do. Into you. Anytime I hear the Father, I get the blues. Get a clue. For the Lord, I would do anything on this team, I would never lose.
That is our boy True Bars, and that was called Testimony. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet, or even an up-and-coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But the beautiful thing is, Blast needs the fans. So if you love to hear great music, you can also go to blastmusic247.com, register under our unlimited fan registration, and you will have access to likes, votes, as well as following the artists that you like, including the playlist player where you can actually save the songs you like and be able to listen to them in one area. So again, go to blastmusic247.com, register as a fan, and have access to hundreds and hundreds of songs. Blast, changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, guys, back to y'all.
All right, thank you so much. That's the one thing I love about Blast. They have such a diverse array of artists that they play. I love it. All right, so
fire. That was fire. That was fire. Thank y'all.
No doubt. So back to you, JB. You were talking about the initiative y'all are starting next month. What is it called again? Growing to Eat?
Nah, Off the Eaten Path.
Off the Eaten Path. I knew it was something catchy. It's real dope. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, kinda, sorta. It was, but like I said, my cousin put the battery in my back and kind of got my gears moving and all that. And because one of the things about us as a people, we have so many ideas, right? We have so many ideas. But the world only tends to know about 30% of them because we don't take action on all of our ideas. So this is something we're actually taking action on, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited. So it's a new venture for both of us, and we're excited because at the end of the day, we're blood and we want to represent the family well, but also help the listener. We want the listener to walk away with a little bit more knowledge than they had before they came. So
that's right. I find that a lot of people I know are growing. Shouts out to one consistent farmer I know. Her name is Morgan Renee Myers. She was once in here in Greensboro. She's a community activist, people person, just a intermediary for everything. But she's moved to Jacksonville, Florida at this point. So now she's sharing her love of food and vegan fare down there. She grows just like today. She said, "I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. I'm about to plant some seeds." And literally, I want to say on her story, she has already identified all the things that she's planted. She used cinder blocks. The cinder blocks, the gray ones with the two big holes.
Oh,
She's utilizing those as pots. So
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Oh
Just
yeah.
the whole concept.
Which gives me the idea of the tires. You can also
Yeah.
leverage tires to actually grow your crops also. Since we shout out, I want to shout out real quick another farm in Virginia, Southside Virginia, Shell Farms,
Yeah.
who actually still cultivate a black farmer. They still cultivate tobacco, and they have their own line of cigars.
Oh wow.
Shouts out to Shell Farms. My brother Dwayne Shell I grew up around that guy a lot. And also big shout out to my hip hop sister, Crystal Taylor, out of Durham, who she organizes the Black Farmers Market in Durham. I know the farm has taken part in that before, and she does a lot of dope activities and dope events in the RDU area, especially for our people. So shout out to the Queen Curator, Crystal Taylor.
All right. Maybe can you put her, I guess, her information? We'll get you to give us her information if you can at the end of the show. All the stuff, so we can
Okay,
stay
cool.
connected with people,
Absolutely.
making
Absolutely.
connections. Let me ask you: have you ever thought about? I mean, I know you're a business major, right?
Yeah, I was a PR. I was a public relations major.
Okay. So,
I
have you ever? Go ahead.
I had aspirations. I had aspirations of becoming a lawyer one day. I had those
Me
aspirations.
too. I wanted to be a civil rights attorney. I wanted to be like the female Thurgood Marshall or something, right?
I wanted to do contracts and negotiations for some odd reason, but yeah, that's
Because
what I
there's
want.
money,
Yeah,
big
I guess,
money,
I guess.
litigation. But yeah, have you ever considered uh getting some land and partaking in the farming aspect yourself? Because honestly, truth be told, people don't understand. Sure, it's hard work, but there's actually some money to be made if you're actually doing specific types of farming. Like if people are farming Angus, or excuse me, raising Angus cattle for Angus beef, or certain types of cows to milk, things of that
Right.
nature, you can get your pennies.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If I didn't live in a subdivision, I would probably have a cow in the backyard.
Wow.
I don't know if
HOA is not
I don't
having
know if
it.
I HOA I don't know if I HOA will be cool with that. But I've
Right.
already said I said, "Man, I wonder I have enough land for a cow back here." And but yeah, what I feel is going to happen. This is what I feel eventually is going to happen. It's going to happen by default, because not only um I'm probably gonna, end up with land, and also, through my wife, her family is from this area, and they have land, and they also have a history of farming, etc. Um, just thinking about my wife, her uncle is the first black man in America to, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's either a USDA loan or FDA loan in America,
Wow.
and that's like in the Smithsonian. And I want to make sure I got my facts correct. But he's from Guilford County, so there's a lineage, just not on my side, but also I'm married to kind of sort of that lineage also. So by default, I do feel that one day there will be a Browntown orchard, and one day there could possibly be some Browntown beverages.
Like vineyards, right?
Well, I don't know. We will see. We will see. We will see.
That's right. Um, I really, really, I really, really love the fact that you are passionate about your family's business. A lot of times people kind of sway away from, I don't know, things that are not necessarily in their line of vision at that point, in at certain points in life. You know what I mean? Um, like I just be plain. I haven't been to our family's farm in over a decade. Probably last time I went down there is when my grandmother died. So I haven't been to Georgia in a really, really long time. But I still have an interest in it. But I really don't know if I could get up and milk the cows every day. I don't know if I could go out there and get the chicken eggs. I don't know how long I could stand out in the field aerating. Oh,
Right.
let me not get too dated. Even getting up on some machinery, because I'm clumsy. I just don't know if I could do it. But it's really honorable for you and your wife to even consider to be able to go out and continue you guys' family's legacies in farming and agriculture. Are your kids excited about it?
It's weird. The kids now are different. They're a different breed. Um,
Yeah.
I think my kids appreciate the fact that there's a farm in our family, and I think that's pretty cool, especially with my 5-year-old daughter. I think she feels like it's cool that we do have a farm and we got all this land that she could just run around on. Um, I think my son is just happy that when he goes to the farm that he does still have an internet signal.
It's okay. You coming in now. You keep coming back. It's all right.
Okay, no. I think my son is just happy that when he goes to the farm that he still has an internet signal.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's not, I don't think it's really hit him yet. And when I think about it, because I went to high school, I went to middle school, I went to elementary school, all in that area. And, I went to I'm a graduate of A&T. I went to A&T, and I never, even though A&T is an agricultural and technical school, I never thought about going into the field of agriculture. I think because of the timing and what was happening at the farm at that time, it wasn't going as well. And then that's when the whole big lawsuit with the FDA occurred. With the USDA occurred. But things come full circle. I got a song called "Everything Comes Back Around," and this is essentially what that is. And I'm happy to still be here and of sound mind and body to be able to enjoy it, show it to my children, share it with individuals like you and my Facebook friends or my Instagram friends, to let them know that there's still some great that's going on when it comes to Black farmers out here. And I'm just super excited to be, to even be representing them.
Right.
It's definitely an honor. It's definitely an honor to be able to do this and talk about not only what they've done, but also what their plans are for the future. So, yeah.
Right. And so you keep on bringing me right back to the places where I'm about to ask you a question. We right here. Seriously. I wanted to know, what does the future hold for the farm? Of course, 2024 and beyond, we know that a lot of sustainability, growing, all of these things are going to be important in the future, because in this country, it's really starting to be a hard to come by thing as far as fresh food that is grown naturally.
Right.
My husband just went to the store a few minutes ago, and salmon in a can is $6. You know what I'm saying? Onions are $1. Like, I'm talking about one yellow onion. And so it's like, there has to be some type of relief, and farms like your family's farm or my family's farm are going to be that relief. What's the future hold? Are they going to start growing other types of things, or are y'all just satisfied with what you're growing and you just want to perfect that?
Sherrita, you know me. I'm never satisfied. I'm never satisfied, Sherrita. You know me. So, but one of the things before I get to that, I want to just say to the audience, wherever you are, make sure you support your local farmers and your local farmers markets, right? Because they're there. They're there. Whether it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or whatever. Make sure you support those individuals. But when it comes to Browntown Farm, the website is up. browntownfarms.com. This is a place where you can see the story, see pictures of the story, You can also look at some of the merchandise that's available. We do have hats. I'm a hat fanatic, so I probably got one of these in every color. In addition, you can see the different varieties of jams that you can buy, or you can contact them and pull up. You can always contact them. They always like visitors, and they always like to show people around. So you can always do that. That's just in our nature. One of the things that the plans for the future is to expand the operation, to creating experiences through ag tourism. That's a huge piece. A lot of people, when you think about even in where we are, in the Greensboro area, you think about places like Kersey Valley. You think about places like what's the Woods of Tara place? What's the name of that farm? Woods of Tara. That's a farm. That's
Kersey Valley.
Kersey Valley, and then the other one. It's a few of them, but that's all ag tourism. So delving into some of those markets, where there may be corn mazes for kids, or pumpkin pumpkin patches and things of that nature. So, and we're also looking into throwing a Juneteenth event this year on the farm to help celebrate. To help celebrate. How can I say, the reminder of Juneteenth, not the resurgence, but the reminder of Juneteenth. All right,
because people really think that it's something that it's not. It's a reminder that we have that much further to go.
Right.
I'm so glad you said it, and I can't say it enough. My friends be like, Sherrita, you so down on it. It's like, not even down on it. It's like, we're celebrating, but it's a reminder of how far we've come and how much further we have to go.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Let me, I don't know if I could put, I'm an idea magnet too. There's this place called Anderson Artisan Farm, and they actually do like vending. On Friday nights, they have different vendors come from places, and of course they charge a fee, and they have, like I said, I'm a country girl. What is it when y'all get in the wagon and pull it and with people in it? Hay rides.
Hay rides. Yo.
Have hay rides.
Yo. Yes, they do the hay rides with the kids on the back one day.
Yeah, so, offering hay rides, corn mazes, things of that nature. That would totally be exciting.
Remind me to tell you about a funny story. I'm not gonna do it here. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about my brother Monday Booms on a hayride at the farm. Remind me to tell you about that story one day. But yeah, we they have had fall festivals previously where they did invite vendors from the local community, food trucks. You have the hay rides for the kids. The guys out there throwing cornhole. We got the music bumping. It's just an overall good time, man. This is an overall safe and fun good time for all ages. Have the bouncy houses for the kids. I believe last time we did have face painting and things like that for the kids also. So we tend to, every now and then, whenever we do something like that, we tend to try to do it big. So stay tuned for the next one.
That's right. So we've arrived at the point where we need all the information. We need all the things, all the connects. You already gave the website, www.browntownfarms.com. What other information do we need in order to stay in touch with Browntown Farms and also with your folks in the Raleigh-Durham area for the Black Farmers Market?
Okay, well, Browntown Farms is Browntown Farms on everything. Browntown Farms on Instagram, Browntown Farms on Facebook. I also think it's a Browntown Farms page on TikTok. The Black Farmers Market, I think that's what it's actually called on Facebook. Correct. I'm not really sure, but I'll make sure I'll research it and share that information at a later time. But I'm Jermaine Brown. I'm on Facebook. I'm one half of a group called Ilpo. We do a little hip hop, and
a little hip hop.
We do a little hip. Yeah, we said we got to stop saying that little in front of it. Like we do a little. You know what I'm saying? We do it. We do
hip hop.
Yeah, we do hip hop. And but yeah, support. We appreciate once again Troy and Sherrita, for sharing your platform. This has been awesome, and it's an awesome segue into what we're getting to. Off the eaten path. That's coming sometime in February, and we're looking forward to sharing. What they say, sharing is caring.
That's right.
Yep.
The Figures of Speech Talkcast is committed to getting the leaders and communities involved with this platform. Anytime that you need to come on here and plug anything for Browntown Farms or your Juneteenth festival, whenever you're about to have that, you're more than welcome to come back and share that information with us. We'd be glad to have you. You can find on YouTube, subscribe to Blast Music 24/7. You might have accessed this Talkcast tonight from the link, but you're definitely welcome to subscribe so you can get all the other great content. Crazy Carla's Concoction, Sunshine Vibrations, The Implosion, my other podcast, the Middle Page Podcast, and more. Blast Music 24/7 is up and coming. We've won awards, and y'all check for us. Keep checking for us, because we here. My name is Sherrita C W Delacruz, and this has been the Figures of Speech Talkcast. We've had JB, Jermaine Brown of Browntown Farms with us tonight. And any last words?
Yeah, y'all make sure, last words. It's a group called Ilpo. They have a song called Reuniti, and they have this special spoken word artist on that record. It's on an album called Britta. And I think you would like it. I think you will love it. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all check in for anything Browntown Farms has going on. Buy some merch, take some jam, share the word. We here.
Jam on it. Jam on it.
Jam on it.
All right now. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.